Sometimes life is so cruel that your parents even consider not bringing you into the world. Sometimes it's so hard that you beg for free hamburgers at the McDonald's store. And sometimes the child changes the world. This is Cristiano Ronaldo's story. And I assure you, no movie script could ever top it. The child who should never have been. February 5, 1985, Madeira Island. On a tiny volcanic island in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Portugal, the fourth child of a poor family was born. But he almost wasn't. His mother, Maria Dolores dos Santos Aveiro, made a decision while pregnant. She already had 3 children. Her husband, José Dinis Aveiro, was an alcoholic, drunk every day. He worked as a gardener and equipment manager for a local soccer club, but the money barely covered their expenses. Dolores worked as a cleaner and cook, running the household, but it still wasn't enough. A fourth child? Impossible. Dolores went to a local doctor. "I want an abortion," she said. The doctor refused. It was illegal in Portugal at the time. Desperate, the mother tried it herself at home. An old-fashioned, dangerous method. But it didn't work. The baby was coming. And so, a child who almost never existed came into the world. They named him after Ronald Reagan. His father was obsessed with the American actor and president, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro. Now think about it. One of the most famous people in the world, a man with over 500 million social media followers, almost never existed. But fate had other plans. 5 people in a one-room house. If you want to understand Ronaldo's childhood, you need to know this detail: 5 people, 1 room, 1 bedroom. Mother, father, and 4 siblings. His brother Hugo, his sisters Elma and Katia, and the youngest, Cristiano. Sometimes there was no food on the table. Sometimes they were really hungry. Father José had fought for the Portuguese army in Angola and Mozambique. When he returned, he was unemployed, traumatized, and turned to alcohol. He came home drunk every day. He loved his children but couldn't take care of them. He was struggling with his own problems. Mother Dolores worked as a cleaner and cook for wealthy families in Madeira. She worked from morning to night, but the money still wasn't enough. And little Cristiano, cleaning the streets alongside his mother, was hiding a big secret inside. He was different. He knew he deserved more. The boy at the McDonald's door. Years later, Ronaldo told Piers Morgan in an interview, "My dad was a kit man at a local club. There was a McDonald's next to the stadium. We were really hungry. We would knock on the door and ask, 'Do you have any leftover hamburgers?'" Think about it. The man who now travels the world in his private jet, earning $200 million a year, once begged for food at the door of a McDonald's. But you know what? Even when he was begging for hamburgers, he had a soccer ball in his hand. Because soccer wasn't just a game to him. Soccer was his ticket out of there. Soccer was his means of survival. Soccer was his breath of life. At age 3, his father José began taking him to work. At the CF Andorinha Club Stadium, little Cristiano would play with the ball for hours. No one taught him. No one showed him. He just played. At age 7, he joined Andorinha's youth team. By age 8, people were talking about him. "There's something special about this kid," they said. But most importantly, Ronaldo knew it himself. He knew he was different, special, destined for greatness. They might have been poor, but he wasn't lacking in talent. At 10, he transferred to Nacional Funchal, Madeira's biggest club. In his first year, he won the youth championship. Everyone was talking about him now. "He'll be the first big star to come out of the island," they said. And then the call came. Lisbon calling. 1997, the biggest opportunity of 12-year-old Cristiano's life arrived, a trial at Sporting Lisbon. Sporting, one of Portugal's biggest clubs, had heard about a talented kid from the island. "Bring him in, let's see," they said. When Ronaldo arrived, they saw a weak, skinny kid. He spoke with a Madeira accent, was shy, and had no one behind him. But the moment he got the ball at his feet, everything changed. The coaches looked at each other. "This kid has something," they said. And they made their decision: Cristiano Ronaldo would come to Lisbon. But you're 12 years old, 1,000 kilometers away from your family, in a city all by yourself. Can you handle that? The crying boy in Lisbon. Years later, Ronaldo recounted, "I cried every night. I missed my family so much. But I knew I had to do this. If I went back, I would stay in Madeira forever." The other kids at Sporting's academy teased him. He spoke with a Madeira accent, which was funny to the kids on the mainland. He came from a poor family, the others were from wealthier families. He was weak and frail, the others were stronger. Maybe I should go back, he thought many times. Maybe this isn't for me. But then he made a promise to himself: I'll show them who I am on the field. I'll let them talk, but when I get the ball, they'll shut up. And that's what happened. Ronaldo became the hardest working player in training. He was the first to arrive on the field and the last to leave. While the others rested, he did extra training. While the others went to parties, he was sweating it out in the gym. Because he knew that was the only way to succeed. Talent wasn't enough. You had to work. And he would work harder than anyone else. His teammates and coaches began to notice. "This kid is different," they said. "This kid has fire." Translated with dpel.com, free version. The year 2000. 15-year-old Ronaldo was experiencing the fastest rise of his career. After shining in Sporting's youth team, he was very close to turning professional. His dreams were coming true. Then came shocking news from the doctors: tachycardia. His heart was beating too fast. Even when resting. Even when sitting still, his heart was pounding as if he had just run 10 laps. This could make playing football impossible for him. His mother, Dolores, thought her son's career was over. "I thought he might have to quit football," she said. He had a problem with his heart, and it was dangerous. Ronaldo was going to have surgery. Laser surgery. A catheter would be inserted into his chest to destroy the abnormal pathways in his heart. For most people, having heart surgery at 15 could mean the end of their career. For most people, it was a sign: maybe soccer isn't for you. But Ronaldo wasn't most people. The surgery was done in the morning. He was discharged from the hospital in the afternoon. A few days later, he returned to training. As if nothing had happened. His mother Dolores recounted, "Cristiano wasn't very worried. He didn't take the situation seriously. But I was terrified. Thanks to the surgery, he seemed to be able to run even faster." And so, just days after a life-or-death surgery, young Ronaldo returned to the field. Because giving up was not an option for him. Not even his heart could stop him. August 14, 2002. Ronaldo began his professional career with Sporting's first team. He was 17 years old, and his dream had come true. His dribbling skills on the field mesmerized everyone. He was thin but fast. He was slight but skilled. And most importantly, he believed in himself. By the time he was 18, Europe's big clubs were after him. Arsenal, Barcelona, Inter. Everyone wanted this young Portuguese prodigy. But the real turning point came in August 2003. Sporting Lisbon was playing a friendly match against Manchester United. Ronaldo was on fire that day. He drove Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, and Rio Ferdinand crazy. He played so well that after the match, United's players begged Sir Alex Ferguson on the plane. "Boss, you have to sign this kid. He's incredible." Ferguson called Ronaldo into the locker room. "I want you," he said. "Now." 2 days later, Ronaldo was in England. Manchester United paid £12 million for an 18-year-old. It was a record fee for a young player at the time. And then Ferguson told him something that shocked Ronaldo: "I'm giving you the number 7 shirt." Ronaldo wanted number 28. It was the number he wore at Sporting. He was used to it. But Ferguson insisted. "No, you'll wear number 7. At Manchester United, number 7 wasn't just a number. It was a legacy. George Best wore it, Brian Robson wore it, Eric Cantona wore it, David Beckham wore it. It was the number of legends. And now it was being given to this 18-year-old, skinny Portuguese kid. "I was surprised," Ronaldo said years later. "Because I knew all the legends who had worn that shirt. But Sir Alex believed in me. And because he believed in me, I believed in myself." August 16, 2003. Ronaldo's first game for Manchester United. Against Bolton Wanderers. He came on in the 61st minute. And the next 30 minutes went down in football history. The moment Ronaldo stepped onto the pitch, Old Trafford rose to its feet. Every time he got the ball, the stands trembled with excitement. His stepovers, his dribbling, his speed. Everything was perfect. Within 10 minutes, he won a penalty. He drove the right back crazy. And when the match ended 4-0, the stands were chanting his name. "Ronaldo! Ronaldo! Ronaldo!" George Best, the legendary number 7, was watching the match. Then he said, "It was the most spectacular debut performance I've ever seen. This kid is something else." Sir Alex Ferguson, an incredible debut. It was almost unreal. And just like that, the kid who begged for hamburgers had stepped onto the biggest stage in world football. Translated with dpel.com, free version. But the story isn't always a happy one. 2005 was the darkest period of Ronaldo's life. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, fell ill with liver failure. Years of alcohol had destroyed his body. He was hospitalized, and his condition was deteriorating. Ronaldo asked Ferguson for permission. "I need to be with my father," he said. Ferguson didn't hesitate. "Go. Be with your family. Football can wait." Ronaldo flew to Madeira. He wandered the hospital corridors. He sat at his father's bedside. And he made him a promise: "Dad, I'll save you. I'll do whatever it takes." But he couldn't. José Diniz Aveiro died at the age of 52. Ronaldo was 20 years old. This devastated Ronaldo. His father had always believed in him. He wanted to watch every game, but he was often too drunk. He wanted to see Cristiano's success, but he never got the chance. "My father never fully saw my success," Ronaldo said years later, in tears. "He didn't see my first trophies, he didn't see my first goals. And that still hurts me." But that day, in that hospital room, Ronaldo made another promise to himself: "I will be the best in the world. For my father's soul. For my family. And they will never see poverty again." And he kept that promise. 2008, Ronaldo led Manchester United to championships. Premier League, Champions League. He won everything. He finished the season with 42 goals, 31 of them in the Premier League alone. And then the call came: he had won the Ballon d'Or. He was officially the best footballer in the world. He was 23 years old. When he stepped onto the stage, holding the golden ball, his eyes filled with tears. He thought of his mother Dolores, cleaning. He thought of his father Jose, coming home drunk. He thought of that one-room house, that McDonald store, those nights in Lisbon when he cried. And now he was here. at the top of the world. But something was missing. His father wasn't there. His father couldn't see this. Ronaldo called his mother that night. "Mom, we did it," he said. "No more poverty. You don't have to clean anymore. I saved you." And Dolores cried. Her son had kept his word. 2009, Ronaldo made a decision: I want a new adventure. Real Madrid wanted him. And how they wanted him. 94 million euros, the most expensive transfer in history. Ronaldo was no longer just a footballer. He was a brand, a legend, an icon. He was introduced at the Santiago Bernabéu. 90,000 people had come just to see him. He showed his jersey and the crowd went wild. He wasn't shouting "Hala Suuu" yet. He hadn't arrived yet. But he would. He played for Real Madrid for 9 years. He scored 451 goals in 438 games. Yes, you read that right, an average of more than 1 goal per game. He won 4 Champions Leagues, 2 La Liga titles. He won 4 more Ballon d'Ors. He had that legendary rivalry with Messi. But perhaps the most important moment was the 2014 Champions League final. In Lisbon. At home. Against Atletico Madrid. Madrid hadn't won the Champions League in 10 years. La Decima, the 10th trophy. Everyone wanted it. The match ended 1-1. Extra time. And Ronaldo won a penalty. He looked at the ball. He looked at the stands. And in that moment, he saw every struggle of his life. Every pain, every victory, every tear. And he kicked the ball. Goal. Real Madrid won the Champions League. Ronaldo collapsed to the ground and cried. Because this wasn't just a trophy. It was a symbol showing that the poor boy had reached the pinnacle of the world. The year was 2016. Portugal was in the final of the European Championship in France. They could win their first championship. Ronaldo had led his team here as captain. He had scored 4 goals. But in the final, tragedy struck. Minute. A tackle. Ronaldo is down. He tries to get up but can't. He's injured his knee. He had to leave the game in the 90th minute. The moment he had waited for years was slipping away before his eyes. But Ronaldo didn't sit down. He started directing his team from the sideline. He was shouting, guiding, motivating. It was as if there were 12 players on the field, not 11. Minute. Eder scored the goal. Portugal was European champion. Ronaldo rushed onto the field. The pain in his leg didn't matter. He hugged his teammates, cried, and laughed. This was his most beautiful victory. Because this goal wasn't his alone, it belonged to the team. But the leadership was his. The spirit was his. The belief was his. He transferred to Juventus in 2018. He wanted to conquer Italy. He played for 3 years. He scored a lot of goals. He won championships. But his Champions League dream didn't come true. In 2021, he returned to Manchester United. It was described as a homecoming. A romantic return. But it didn't work out. The team was poor. The management was chaotic. Ronaldo was still scoring goals, but it wasn't enough. And then he gave that bombshell interview. With Piers Morgan. The club doesn't respect me, he said. I have to leave. His contract was terminated. He was without a club before the 2022 World Cup. Everyone said, it's over. He can't do it anymore. He's too old. But Ronaldo didn't listen again. January 2023. Ronaldo signed with Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. Annual salary, $200 million. Yes, you read that right. $200 million. That kid who begged for hamburgers was now making $200 million a year. People said he went for the money. He went to retire. But Ronaldo kept scoring goals. At 38. At 39. He's still running, still fighting, still trying to win. Because he knew it wasn't just about football. It was about the promise he made to that poor kid. "I'll never give up," he said. And he kept it. Today, Ronaldo is 40. He's still playing. He's still scoring goals. He's still breaking records. Over 900 career goals. 5 Ballon d'Ors. 5 Champions Leagues. 1 Euro Cup. Countless championships. But most importantly, that never give up spirit. People ask, what makes Ronaldo so special? Talent? Of course. But there are talented footballers all over the world. Hard work? Absolutely. But others work hard too. So what is it? The answer is simple. He was a man who had to prove himself. He was a child who shouldn't have been born, he had to prove himself. He was the child of a family that cleaned streets, he had to prove himself. He was an athlete who had heart surgery, he had to prove himself. He was a young man mocked for his Madeira accent, he had to prove himself. And every time, he proved himself. Every time, he told the world, "I'm here, and I'm still the best at this." Ronaldo's story isn't over. Maybe one day he'll retire from football. Maybe at 41, maybe at 42. Who knows? But we know one thing, that story, the story of that poor kid rising to the top, will inspire forever. Because Ronaldo taught us this, it's not where you come from that matters, it's where you're going. It's not that your parents didn't believe in you, it's that you believed in yourself. It's not that people said you can't do it, it's that you said, "I will do it." That kid who begged for hamburgers has now conquered the world. He has a private jet. He has luxury hotels. He has a billion-dollar fortune. But most importantly, he has honorable success. Because he earned every penny. He sweated blood to break every record. He built every trophy, every goal, every victory with his own hands. In that one-room house in Madeira, while 5 people lived together, little Cristiano looked up at the ceiling and dreamed. "One day," he said. "One day, I will be the best in the world." And he did. Because dreams aren't just dreams. If you fight for them, they can become reality. This is what Cristiano Ronaldo teaches us: never give up. Never quit. And always, always strive for perfection. Because you could be that kid begging for a hamburger. Or you could be the best in the world. The choice is yours. So, this story is the true tale of a man who came from a poor island and reached the top of the world. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a soccer player. He is proof that the impossible is possible. He is proof that dreams can come true. And he reminds us, you can do it too. Asterisk, all you have to do is believe.